Okay, I want to talk to you about your Distill assignment. So let's go to week 4 and to the assignment. So, keep going. So in the assignment, you're going to see some PowerPoints, the assignment, and a Excel spreadsheet. So let's start with the PowerPoints. And of course, it's slow. So to give you some background, Distill is a craft brewery in Normal, Illinois. They also own some restaurants, but we're going to focus on the brewery. And what they are especially known for is sour beers. And so when I was at Illinois State, they came to the marketing department and needed some help with territory design. And so one of my classes, a sales management class, helped them. And so now I'm going to give you guys a little taste of kind of what we did. So I'm going to skip through a lot of this because you can read it on your own and get to the things that you really need to focus on for this assignment. So one, who are they? This gives you a good idea. You can, I don't remember what BBL and all that stands for. You can look it up. Skip that. Here's kind of what makes them different, how they do it, what they do. Again, I said the wild sour. They change, they have some consistent sours and some that are seasonal. They also have regular beer. And really, how they position themselves is nationally, they're the leading sour brewery. So, when locally in the Illinois Midwest, they focus on like their craft. So, you can see down there at the bottom. But when they're outside of, the local area, when they go to market, they go in leading with the sour beer because that's really, they're a leader in that. That's what sets them apart. And then they'll try to add on one of the other types of beers. Um, so their marketing plan, they don't do a lot of marketing. They primarily focus on the professional selling. And so when they're looking at a market, what they're looking at, who their customer is wholesalers, really, in the business to business side. Because what they're doing is they're finding a wholesaler kind of in that market that they can work alongside with to tap bars, restaurants, grocery stores. And so when looking at a wholesaler, they're looking at how big's the market for that wholesaler, what's the coverage, their portfolio. They want some similar beers so that they understand craft beers. How committed are they going to be? What does their organizational structure look at like? In terms of retailing, when they're looking at a retailer as a customer, they're looking at, how many craft brands and how do they work with wholesalers. So those two components are really important when determining the markets that they're going to be in. So threats to business, competitors, this you can go through. Target market, important to know. Go through that. Now we're getting to territories. And so what you're going to do is really analyze these territories. So how they're organized, they have 30 states with 36 wholesalers, 5 export markets. For this assignment, we're going to completely ignore the export markets. And this is how they're set up. And so going further into that, this is, you can see territory sales manager in the East. They have a rep in Florida, and then so on and so forth. Um, and then you can see it broken down even further. So in the East, you've got 13 states. So when you look at this territory slide, this is where the people are living, the cells people. This is what the coverage is. So states covered, etc. So this is a perplexing thing to me that I won't even go into. It doesn't make any sense. You can read it and it just makes no sense. So going on, what's a day in the life of the rep? You can read through this. Territory size, they gave us that at better. Demographic, blah, blah, blah. So territory expansion is what we're going to really focus on. And so really we can skip through these and get to the assignment. So what I want you to do is going back and using this Excel spreadsheet. Okay, so what you have the sales reps here, but when you're calculating things, focus on this territory sales manager. So the first thing I want you to determine, and you're going to put this in a Word doc, is what's the sales volume for each territory. So territory, not salesperson, territory as a whole. So the easiest way to look at it is to look at sort by the territory sales manager. And again, with the exports, so like this export, ignore that. So you're going to calculate the sales, so 12-month on the end, for each territory. Then you're going to look back at those territories and considering the volume, which is essentially what you're looking at in terms of sales, because we don't have profitability, we just have sales volume. And you're going to tell me, is there an alignment between volume per territory and number of representatives? So look at that, tell me yes or no, and explain your answer. Third, they want to redesign their territories. And while you're doing that, you can factor in hiring 2 more reps. So you should tell me, where do those 2 reps go? And they want to add distributors in California and Oregon. So those 2 factors also have to be factored in. I'm hiring 2 new reps. You tell me where they go. And now we need to cover California and Oregon as well. So if you redesign the territories, what does that look like? So you might give me a new map of territories or give me a new diagram of how it's laid out. And then I need a good explanation of, why you're doing it this way. So one thing that I want you to think about is when you're redesigning, if you move someone into another territory, into another sales territory, is that you have to think about where you move them, because if you move them far from home or far from where they currently are, you risk them quitting. So consider that. Also, think about market potential. Think about the things that we talked about in the territory design video and slides when you're designing territories. So factor all of those things in, and you're going to come up with a new plan. Or potentially you are. Hence, you should. So this is a really important assignment in terms of these are things that you're going to be doing in your simulation. So this is a way for you to really practice that. So you're going to put everything in a Word doc. And you're going to submit it. This is an individual assignment. Submit it to me by 11:59 on Sunday, February 21st. For resources, you have your slides. There's 2 really good articles, and you have this spreadsheet that you will definitely want to use. So you have these slides as well as the territory design slides. So let me know if you have questions, and look forward to seeing the results.